I'm Piano Man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah. Welcome to the long run with an honest tongue. Justified, opinionated when the topic comes. Don't give a piss about nothing but tide. Honey be on my mind and I keep that pride. Stroke still strong, last name long. Roll tide, roll where the truth belong. West Virginia born, working hard in my soul. Still got that steel town grin and I take control. F them trees, yeah I said it loud. Go Steelers too, got the whole room proud. Love that college game, love that Friday light. Love them real world problems and we talk all night. We bring that fire gumbo daily. Stir it up, don't play me. Bishop on the forge by fire wave. JB got the whole room crazy. LaToya in the mix, can't tame it. Twist to keep the freight line moving. Welcome to the show. Piano Man. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show with Piano Man in the long run. Hey, look, forgive me for being late. Listen, just no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. No excuse at all. Hope everybody had a great night. Finished. First of all, I hope everybody had a great day, the rest of your day yesterday. And a wonderful evening and everything. I hope your family's well. I hope everyone is well. And I'm just glad to be here on today. Now, please forgive me for my lateness, but when you be having technical difficulties, you got to adjust, and I'm learning to adjust on the fly. And so we were going to have to find you. I know look, man, when the owner get fined at his own station, oh my goodness, that's bad. That's bad. But I'm gonna do better this afternoon. Because we have two shows today, so that's why I'm not too much sweating it. We got to make it happen. We got to make it happen. That's right. I want to say welcome to all of our subscribers, and I want to thank all of you that have subscribed. We are getting on up there to 530 something, I believe. And I want to thank everybody that are subscribers. I want to thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your trust and everything. And I hope that we can continue to do better, which I know that we will as we continue to endeavor in this. Now, I know that when you read the caption about what we were going to talk about, but y'all know how we are over here at the long run. And the one thing that you all know is that Piano Man marches to the beat of his own drum. Let me talk to Carla B about to get the paperwork. Oh man. Okay. Only here on the long run will the owner of the station get fired. Get fined. And keep on. They probably gonna fire me if I'm not careful. Leave it to my producer Dwight. He gonna lead that charge. As soon as Bishop and Governor get in on it and everything, it's gonna be something to see. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm seeing happy birthday, Brock. Happy birthday, my brother. Well, wait a minute. Let's see something here. Let me see if I can do something. I hadn't done this in a while. Let me see. Brock, my main man. Let's see what Brock we got for Brock right quick. I think this for you, Brock. We hadn't done this in a while, but here we go, Brock, for your birthday. That's for you, Brock. Happy birthday, my man. What's up, Brock? Now, Brock, I guess you legal now, huh? Brock is legal, y'all. Okay, I hear you, Brock. All right. Brock is legal now. Okay, but happy birthday, Brock. Yeah, Uncle Buck. I had to pull out Uncle Buck. Unc had to get it on in for you there, Brock. Hadn't done that one in a while. So, so we're getting back on the grind of some things, and we are just want to take care of our people. That's all. We want to take care of our people. And we just going to continue to do. Now, back to what I was saying. Y'all know Piano Man marches to the beat of his own drum. I do. LaToya and Dwight said something a few days ago. Hey, good morning, Bobby Sprinkle. Good to see you, my man. How's your family? Good to see you. Roll Tide, my brother. They made a statement here a few weeks ago about when SEC Media Day is over, that's when the season starts, right? All right. Well, Lady LaToya and Dwight, I found something out today, and I had to take a different course of direction in how we're going to do the show today, right? Because when I find something out and I think that it's kind of important, I just kind of go with it, kind of like that. I really do. Guess what? Today is Big 12 Media Day. Now, even though I'm not going to try to find them and all that kind of stuff, because I'm just doing that for SEC, because we're SEC country. But today is Big 12 Media Day. They have 2 days, today and tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. They are doing Big 12 Media. So unofficially, everybody, college football season is here. That's right, unofficially. As far as Piano Man is concerned, the official doesn't start until the last coach of the SEC has been interviewed in 2 weeks in Tampa, Florida. That will be the official start of football season as far as I'm concerned. But unofficially, it's going to start today with the Big 12 Media Day. So we give them that respect. We give them that honor, and everything. So unofficially, the media starts. The Media Day, as far as I'm concerned, actually starts college football. Now, we know that the lacing them up and the teeing up and this, that, and the third, the first, but Stephen, just know now, you do have other games that will start the week before. Actually starts in August, okay? So we'll be talking about that and everything. So just letting you know that the Big 12 starts today. So if you're interested, and if you have that particular streaming venue and everything, that you can go and get on the Big 12, go see what they have to say. I know I am. I'm going to watch them later on. I really am. And so, but just want to let you know that Big 12 started today. Their media day started today, and we're going to talk about the Big 12 a little bit. And you know what? I feel sorry for the Big 12 because they're going to be known as that conference, that's been rocketed, been gotten beaten up about this Brendan Sorensby debacle and everything. And the whole Big 12, to a certain degree, has had to pay the price for that and everything, even though it was centered around Texas Tech. But just being honest with you, but that's what you get. That's what happens to you when you allow wrong to kind of take root there, and it germinates, and this is what you get. See, so, but I feel sorry for the Big 12, but hey, all's well that ends well. but they're going to be known as that for this year as their conference that had a lot of distractions. And as far as taking, then when you break it all the way down to its lowest common denominator, the Texas Tech, they're going to be looked at, scrutinized, even though Sorensby's no longer there. And so I feel sorry for the Big 12 because of what has happened to him. And then with Texas Tech, I really don't feel bad for it because you knew that this was going to happen to you. But anyway, but the Big 12 happens today. Now that Texas Tech has allowed Sorensby to go on about his business and everything, in your opinion, now in this Big 12, let's look at it right quick. Let's look at it right quick. Big 12. Big 12. Big 12. I think I'm gonna look at Lindy's again. Yeah. Let me see. So let's look at the Big 12. Here we go. Big 12. It's gonna be 140. Here we go. So we got to remember, hey, good morning, Double A. Good to see you, Stephen Hicks, and the Voices of No Mercy. Stephen Hicks, you need to start getting them voices together, sir. We are getting closer and closer, so we need to know who's in and who's out, what voice is in and what voice is out. And Stephen, if you need to get more voices, bro, I suggest that you start getting them. Because there you go. Stephen already done it. I don't have to tell him. I don't even have to tell him twice at all. To all other conferences, the No Mercy crew still wishes nothing but the absolute worst for everyone except Bama. There you go. So there it is, everybody. I'm going to start this because I got something else I want to do with that statement. There we go. There's something else I want to do with that statement. All right. Yeah. Yep. So just want to let you know, Stephen, it's time to get to work. Soon as I know you've been holding it down for OG Gill, but as soon as OG Gill gets back as well, I need the No Mercy crew. As a matter of fact, I need all crews. Let me see. Today is July 7th. Matter of fact, I need to have a meeting with all crews this week. I want to have a meeting with all crews this week. Matter of fact, no. It won't be this week. We're gonna have crew meetings next week. All right, because we're not having any lives next week, but we're gonna have crew meetings next week. I need all crews, to get ready, and we're gonna meet in the Discord. All right, we'll meet in the Discord. So anyway, all the crews. So Stephen Hicks, you already know what's up. So I don't have to tell you and OG Gill because y'all been holding that No Mercy crew down, and y'all do that 365 days a year. So there's no, hey, bro, there's no slack in your game, all right? But looking at the Big 12 right quick, we have Texas Tech, BYU, Houston, Utah, Arizona, Oklahoma State, Arizona State, Kansas State, TCU, Cincinnati, Baylor, West Virginia, UCF, Kansas, Iowa State, and Colorado. When you look at the Big 12, one of the things that they're known for is their offensive prowess. That's what they're known for. They play very little defense over there. I'm going back through it again. Texas Tech was favored to win it. They were favored to win it. But that was before the Sorensby stuff went down. So now, to me, and in the words of Bishop, and it is wide open. This Big 12 conference is now wide open. Now that it was supposed to went down according to Lindy's. Now let me pick up Athlon here, and I will look and see there what's happening over here with Athlon, and let's see what they had favored. Yeah. Even Athlon said the same thing, that the predicted order of finish was that, they were just going to be a little bit different. Over here in Lindy's, they have Colorado pick to finish last. Over in Athlon, they have Iowa State pick to finish last. And matter of fact, in Athlon of their particular order of finishes, Texas Tech, BYU, Houston, Utah, Kansas State, Arizona, Arizona State, Oklahoma State, TCU, West Virginia, Kansas, Baylor, Cincinnati, Colorado, UCF, and then Iowa State. Iowa State. So all I'm saying is that with this Sorensby thing, it has sort of caused this Big 12 to be wide open. And in my Lindy was my first ex-wife name is Kurt. Oh, dang, Steve. Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. So don't believe. So Stephen, are you saying don't believe anything Lindy's got to say? Is that what you're saying? I got you, man. Only over here on the long run with Stephen Hicks and the Voices of No Mercy, he's not even showing his ex-wife any mercy. Okay. But I'm of the firm persuasion that this Big 12 is going to be wide open. It's going to be interesting to see how Texas Tech rebounds from this from an offensive point of view. Not worried about them on defense too much. But offensively, I believe that they're going to struggle a little bit. They're going to struggle. As a matter of fact, since we're over here, let's go ahead and look at it. Let me see. Texas Tech. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do. I'm not going to get too much caught up in the Big 12 like that, but I will give them some fair publicity and everything. But here in Lindy's, they have a thing called the Big Ones, and I think it's more or less talking about the big games of the Big 12. I sort of think so too. I'm gonna put that up there, Anthony. What the business is. Hey, Layla Latoya, you know, quit playing, girl. Act like you know. I think BYU and Utah are going to be the class of that conference. Yes, I could see that. Anthony, I could see that now. You can BYU, but you can't leave out Houston. You can't leave out Houston. Houston was right there at it last year. Believe it or not, Anthony, and to the chat, the reason that I'm sort of putting this Big 12 out there like that is because that was one of your conferences where it was more or less a free-for-all, if you will. Hey, good morning, Gwen Quince. How you doing? Good to see you. What the business is, Gwen, you know, quit playing. Texas Tech, BYU, Houston, then Utah. Those four right there were in the running last year, Anthony. And so I don't look for Texas Tech to be there this time. I could be wrong. I'm not going to be like a whole lot of other folks and say, I said this before. I don't look for Texas Tech to be there. This Sorensby thing was bigger than what everybody made it out to be from now. I'm not talking about from a moral or a gambling perspective. I'm talking strictly football now. They bought Sorensby in for a reason. Now Sorensby's gone. I'm waiting to see how this is going to turn out for them. Who's going to be up for quarterback? This is why I don't believe in that theory about next man up. I don't believe in that. Even when I played football, I never believed in that theory. Because it's not quite that simple. Now, I'm anxious to see who's going to get the quarterback nod. So for Texas Tech, will the young man who was hurt, is he ready? Is the quarterback too who's supposed to be ready? Is he going to be ready? We'll see. But we got the big ones. Let me see. Let me start some of these so I can get to the questions. No, that's not it either. There we go. There we go. Now on the Big 12, the big ones, August 29th, going to have TCU and North Carolina. Possibly a good game. You're gonna now on September 3rd, you're gonna have Colorado at Georgia Tech. Interesting game. Interesting game. Now, why do I say that? Excuse me. Now, why do I say that? When you go and begin to look at the polls, honest to goodness, I know some don't want to hear this, especially Georgia Tech fans. A lot of Georgia Tech, a lot of things being said about Georgia Tech. They're not looking for them to make that big of a noise in the ACC this year. Matter of fact, let me show it to you. Let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean in the ACC. Picking the ACC, it's how they're looking for it to go. Miami, Louisville, SMU, Clemson, Virginia Tech, and at number 6, Georgia Tech. Now that's in Lindy's. If I go over here to Athlon, I want to say that it's almost the same way in the ACC. That's going to be on page 50. And so if I go there, I know some people are wanting to, say Georgia Tech, but in its order of finish here, yep. In Athlon, their predicted order of finish is Miami, SMU, Louisville, Clemson, Virginia Tech, Virginia, Pitt, and then at number 8, Georgia Tech. You see what I'm saying? So that's all that I'm getting. That's all I'm getting at is that these are these magazines and everything. They sing a different song sometimes. No two magazines see it alike. Just like no two sports writers see it alike. No two podcasters see it alike. No two coaches see it alike. No two fans see it alike. They don't. But that Colorado Georgia Tech game is going to be something special, which I still believe Georgia Tech will beat them. But Colorado might not be as bad as the media is making them out to be. This is why you play the games on the field. It's going to be something to see. So September the 3rd, that's going to be a nice game. Colorado at Georgia Tech. Another game, the big one that they have as far as Big 12 goes, on the 11th is Missouri, which is SEC, at Kansas. I believe Missouri beat them, though. Then September the 12th, now check this out. You're going to have Arkansas at Utah. We talked about that yesterday. Remember, we told you, Arkansas plays the hardest schedule in the nation, SEC school. Going to Utah. Arizona State is going to Texas A&M. Wow. Oregon is going to Oklahoma State, or Iowa State at Iowa. Cool game there. Arizona at BYU. The game to watch for me is going to be Arizona State at Texas A&M. A Big 12 versus the SEC. This is why I say to all of you, you're going to have to take your biases off, because, as Bishop would say, this is where this phone booth and Forged by Fire and tests come in. Even though it's Arizona State at Texas A&M and they're playing at home, that does not guarantee Texas A&M anything. They can be beat at home. They can be beat. Arizona State has just as good a chance as winning that game against Texas A&M as Texas A&M does themselves. They have just as good a chance. Both teams have an equal amount of opportunity to win that game. That's why I'm highlighting it the way that I am. It's going to be wide open, folks. It's going to be wide open. Wide open. I'm just saying. Another game, Houston at Texas Tech, will be a good one. That's going to be a good one on September 18th. Also on September the 19th, Virginia, West Virginia. Okay. Wish I could be there for that one. My home state versus the girl at the back door. Houston and Kansas State. Okay. And everybody. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the world is going to be watching this one on October 17th, Notre Dame at BYU. I'm telling you now, when these official polls come out, if you're interested, but I'm gonna keep up with them anyway, and we're gonna, I'm gonna keep it before you. This is going to be a game of importance on October 17th. This is why I take the time out to try to feed you all this kind of stuff, to make you aware of things that are going on in college football. Because by this time, I've said it before, I'll say it again. By this time in the year, a whole lot of things will have shaken out. By that time of the year. That's why I'm going back to September 26th, September 25th, September 26th in the SEC. I'm going back to that again and tell you all that all of those aforementioned games on September 26th, where Bama's playing South Carolina and Tennessee and Texas is playing and Oklahoma and Georgia are playing, that day for the SEC is going to be like lights out. And like I said yesterday, and I said it yesterday, I'm just saying that's where some of the shaping up will begin on September 20th. I believe that's where it begins. You're going to see how things are going to begin to shape out. That's how that's going. Just saying. So it's going to be wide open. This is going to be a funny year of college football, everybody. But Notre Dame at BYU on October 17. Let me see another one. By that time, not so much important, but that's going to be the big one right there for a Big 12 school that October 17th, because you're going to have, which I believe, you're going to have two top 10 teams going at it in BYU and Notre Dame. God help either one if anybody has suffered a loss before then. But those are that's part of your Big 12. Looking at it right there, and but at the end of the day, y'all, I believe in the Big 12 with what Anthony's saying. I think BYU and Utah are going to be the class of that conference. I think so too, but I'm still throwing Houston in. But Anthony, don't write out and don't write off Texas Tech just yet. Don't write them off yet either. Please don't write them off yet. I'm just saying. Don't write them off. This is going to be an exciting year. This is going to be an exciting year. But I'm with you right there, though, Anthony. With all of that being said, I'm still of the firm belief now, given what has happened at Texas Tech, I think it'll be BYU. And I think Utah gonna sneak in there too. That's gonna be the battle of Utah. And I want to see something. I want to see something else. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me look at something. I want to see this. Does look at their schedule. Yeah, BYU goes to Utah this year. They sure do. BYU goes to Utah. They playing them. Yeah. So I'm just saying it's going to be interesting to see. Just because it's not SEC, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So I know a lot of us we just say we don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and we don't. We and that's how we feel. But me being in the position that I'm in, I tried to give credence to everyone. That's what I'm gearing the show up for, is to give credence to everyone. And but I'm telling you, the Big 12 is going to be something to see. And I'm anxious to see the BYU Utah game. We sort of talked about that Utah game yesterday. Uh, a lot of these teams, they're coming on the scene. They've been on the scene, and now that you've seen a change in college football, I think what's wrong is that uh, the things that we're used to, uh, there are new normals. Like when COVID came, the key phrase was the new normal, and everything. Well, guess what? There are now some new normals in college football. Just like it is in life itself, there are now new normals. And guess who's a new normal? Utah. Utah's a household name. Now, will they win a natty? I'm not going to say never, but you never say never, because stranger things are happening now. So, with that being said, hey, good morning, Gov. The governor is here. Wait a minute, Governor. Wait a minute, Governor. I got to do this. I hadn't done this in a while.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, man. You hear me?
Yeah, man. Good to see you, Governor. Everybody's well, sir?
Yeah, I started my day late today. That's all. I woke up, so that's all that matters.
I hear you, man. Well, Governor, over here we always talk about the SEC and all that good stuff, Governor. Well, guess what? The Big 12 starts their media day today. So today, I unofficially declared today the start of college football season. Unofficially. Because for us, it doesn't officially start until the last coach of the SEC has been interviewed. So we know the SEC media day is in 2 weeks. So, but today the Big 12 starts, and that's what we were talking about before you came in, Gov. Is what I was sort of looking at the SEC. Excuse me. I was sort of looking at the Big 12, how I think is going to shape out now that it has Texas Tech with that little debacle that has happened over there. Governor, here's how Lindy's found out just a couple of minutes ago, Governor, that Stephen Hicks' ex-wife name is Lindy. He said, so that name is cursed. And so, but anyway, according to Lindy's this morning, Governor, the predicted order of finish for for the Big 12 is number 1, Texas Tech, number 2, BYU, number 3, Houston, number 4, Utah, number 5, Arizona, number 6, Oklahoma State, number 7, uh, Arizona State, number 8, Kansas State, number 9, TCU, number 10, Cincinnati, number 11, Baylor, 12, West Virginia, 13, UCF, 14, Kansas, 15, Iowa State, and rounding out, bringing up the rear is Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes. Um, I know we don't watch Big 12 that much, Governor, but just listening to all of that, and now that Sornsby is not allowed to play, and so we're very, very unsure about the quarterback situation at Texas Tech. Just what I just read, and from what we had last year, because we know Texas Tech was in there, BYU was knocking at the door, them and Houston were knocking at the door. Governor, from just right off the top of your head, how do you see it possibly shaping out at the end
Well, if you,
for
because I,
the
I
Big
definitely
12?
don't know. I definitely don't know really too much about the Big 12. Only know about the two teams, which is Texas Tech, the hype teams, the two hype teams for the moment, was Texas Tech and BYU. But I would say,
Mhm.
I would say probably like five teams that you need to look for this year. I would say Texas Tech, BYU, Baylor, Houston, and Utah. I don't know. Well, like we can't forget that Utah used to be those teams. Like we can't forget that. That I do understand. Like Utah was one of those teams that you had to play. Baylor has been one of those teams. They just been in a slump right now. Okay.
You know, one of those things, Governor, that I'm looking at, and I was sharing with the chat, is that uh, I'm still not going to write Texas Tech all the way out of the of the scenario, but I think without Sornsby, a solid QB who was going to be a solid QB for him, I think uh, now you're in the realm of the unknown with them as far as a quarterback goes. So I put Texas Tech in the same category as any other team that's going to be in first year quarterback mode. And when your quarterback is unsure, it tends to make your status in a conference kind of shaky until people see that everything's solidified and that your team is adjusting and that your team is playing well and beating people that they're supposed to beat, and then pulling upsets too. I think that's part of it, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to put Texas Tech to the side and say it remains to be seen, or to be determined, and all that kind of stuff. And I will still look at, as me and Anthony were saying, uh, BYU and Utah. But I'm also throwing Houston in there because Houston was on the outside looking in last year. They were right there at it, as well as Texas Tech and BYU. So I think it's going to be a thing of offense over there, Governor. I don't think they play a lot of defense there. Uh, hard to talk about a conference that you really don't focus on that much like we do with the Big Ten or the ACC, which I'm sorry if there are any Big 12 alum or people watching the program and everything. I don't say that in disrespect. It's just that we just don't talk about it that much because we just don't.
I mean, we don't talk
We
about the
just
ACC.
don't.
We don't talk about the ACC like that either. They got one or two teams or a couple of players that we like. Let's just keep it a buck. We don't talk about the ACC like that.
Right. We just don't. You know what? It's even teams in the SEC. We don't talk about them that much, but the reason that we can bring them into a conversation simply because it is SEC, and SEC is known to beat up on each other. The Big 12 is just known to catch and run and shoot, uh, shotgun offense, and this and that and the third, and nobody plays any defense. I'm just saying. It makes it sound like you don't know what you're talking about. But when you go and you watch them play, hasn't that been the Achilles heel for even Colorado when Coach Prime first got there and everything? I mean, they had the firepower on offense, but they had no defense.
That's a fact.
No defense. Colorado, back a couple of years ago, when Coach Prime first got there, everybody knows it, whether you like him or not. He had the offense that could ball with anybody, but they had no defense. No defense. And even in bringing in Warren Sapp, Gov, that didn't help them. That didn't help them. So I'm going to ask this. What does Colorado have to do to get up off the mat, Governor?
Well, they need a foundation. You can't just live off the name of the head coach or even the big names of Hall of Fame assistant coaches. They need some type of foundation. So they're going to need to regroup with a quarterback, or what we were talking about in the Discord before everybody jumped on me for KD, which respectfully, I love y'all. They got to start from the trenches out. Like, I guess that's where they got to go. Start from the big boys in front and build back out. If you have talent and you're being coached by NFL stars, trust me, it's not gonna happen overnight. But you got to start somewhere. Start from the line.
Got to. And you do know, Governor, and I know we getting ready to get off into this in just a second. I know people are going, once we get in the Discord, that's where we let it fly over there. But Richard Young is at Colorado now. Former running back at Alabama is at Colorado. A name that has gotten lost in the sauce is Julian Lewis. I think that's his name. Was quarterback and was supposed to went to Auburn. Bama, he was in the mix to come to Bama as well, but he ended up going to Colorado as well. And we'll talk about that later on. But I'm wondering, like you said, can't just thrive on a big Hall of Fame coach's name. Colorado's one of those places where people don't flock to. They're not this household name. I mean, we know that they play, and we know back in the Gap when they had Rashad Salam and Cordell Stewart and Michael Westbrook, but that's way back, and you haven't heard about players coming out of Colorado like that. And it kind of goes to show you that sometimes that lightning, that flash in the pan or that lightning don't strike twice in the bottle all the time, because Colorado, Governor, it's been a minute for them to have some prominence. So kind of speak to that. It kind of just one of those things that happens. I don't have any words for it because I really don't even know what to say about that. It just kind of came to mind, Governor, about how long ago that was. That was back in the 90s.
Hey, we don't want to talk about the past now.
Say that again, Gov.
They don't want us to talk about the past.
Well, Gov,
just saying,
there's a lot of things people don't want to talk about, but I don't mind it. I don't run from that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a minute.
No, you don't. I don't.
It's been a minute.
Can't please everybody.
Yeah, I know it.
Satisfy everybody. Don't say that. You cannot satisfy everybody. But factual is facts.
But okay, Stephen, fire Dion for what?
Like, what do you find Dion for? He would be the only reason why you even talking about Colorado right now.
Fire him for what?
What do you do?
He has actually done better than the last 3 coaches that they had.
Like,
He's just in a, you know what? If you fire Dion,
for who?
then who would you replace him with? Will it make Colorado any better?
Are you firing Dion because of X's and O's, or are we firing? Like, what are we firing him for?
Yeah, yeah. Why fire? What would be the reason to fire Deion Sanders?
And please don't say because he's not winning, because that can go for a lot of coaches in the league right now.
You got that right.
There's a lot of coaches in there that has not won.
Oh, what's his name? Ryan Day at Ohio State was winning, and they wanted to fire him because he couldn't beat Michigan.
Man, stayed in 10-2 and 11-1 records, and they still wanted him gone. That's crazy. Now that's crazy, but I get it. If you could, and I get it from that aspect, P. You know, when your coach is winning games, but your certain schools, you have certain rivalries that you must win. You know, I know all rivalries are different. They're way different or persuade different. But like on the mainstream, like you got the Ohio State Michigan game, Bama Auburn game. At one point it was USC Notre Dame. Like Notre Dame and Miami. Like those games mattered. Georgia and Florida used to matter. Georgia, Tennessee, that mattered at one point. On both sides, when I'm talking about it mattered. You know what I mean? Those were games. And you had to win those games. Some like Nick Saban was brought over here to beat Auburn. To beat those teams. Okay, if he's doing that, what are you firing him for? Two or three players that went to the draft. Wasn't one almost the number 1 pick?
Yep. Like you said, a Heisman Trophy winner. And I want to say this now. And Governor said something here. A few days ago that bears repeating. I'm gonna say it. I know he's gonna come back in. It bears repeating. I'm glad you get back, Governor. Governor, can you hear me?
Yeah. I had somebody spam, man. Damn spam.
Okay. I want to say something that I want to repeat something that you said a couple of weeks ago, Governor. Okay. Make a statement about Sanders, the number 1 recruit in the nation at that time, to flip from Florida State to Jackson State. So Colorado in firing him. Now, if the man is not doing the job, I can see your reasoning for firing him if he's not doing the job. But you also have to realize Colorado is one of those schools. They're not okay. Let's just deal with their conference. Colorado is not an Oklahoma State, Houston, BYU, Texas Tech. They're not that school. They don't have a particular luster about them. Colorado's one of those schools that when they put a team together and they just so happen to be good, They just so happen to be good. And as the season goes on, they're generating confidence. A lot like, I'll go ahead and say it. A lot of y'all might disagree, but this is my opinion. A lot like Indiana did last year. A lot like Indiana did last year.
But Indiana's going to get a pass because they're in the Big Ten.
Say that again, Gov.
I would say Indiana will get a pass because look at their conference. They're going to use that. See, that's why I don't like sometimes. If a team is either progressing or regressing, they use the conference as an excuse. Well, you're supposed to succeed in this conference because you're in the SEC. You're supposed to succeed in this conference because this is the Big Ten. Because those are the two teams they're being.
Yeah,
if you're in the ACC, you're supposed to be certain teams in the ACC that they keep their eye on. Big 12, you're not paying it. You're just like, oh, that's an up in the air conference. That's exactly what they said. So why would he get fired? They don't have nobody. They don't have anybody.
So when you look at Colorado, I understand that, saying fire Dion and everything, but when you look at them and the makeup of how the conference is made up and where they are, you don't hear guys saying, I want to go play for Colorado. Not even with Coach Prime out there. They don't say that. That's not their first choice. A lot of people may be trying to get up out of that state. We don't know. But I know this, that no one has brought an awareness and an attention back to college football in that state like Deion Sanders has raised it at Colorado. He's put people back in the stands again. And Governor, you said something else. And I want you to reiterate that, but I'm going to use this as a backdrop. You remember when I said congratulations to the Knicks on winning the NBA championship for the first time in 50 years, however that went.
53.
And you made a statement and said, now the Knicks won't have to, as far as you're concerned, I'm not trying to put any words in your mouth, but I'm going to let you clear it up for me about a team. They may not ever have to win it again for a long time, just so they won that one.
Exactly. As a New Yorker, man, as a New Yorker growing up, born and raised, all I saw were two teams. Well, I actually saw three teams. I saw the Rangers win in the 90s. I saw the Yankees win, and I saw the Giants win. The Knicks is one of those places where that's the mecca of basketball. It's always been said that's the mecca of basketball. But after a while, it's kind of like, if you're the mecca of basketball, y'all got to win one. We got one. They don't have to win another championship for another 53 years. That win alone is going to be embedded in everybody who's from New York or still lives in New York City. That's the one that they're going to celebrate. That's going to be a shrine. 2026 will be a shrine for New York Knicks fans in New York City. They don't have to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
People saw that.
And you know what, Governor? And it's the same way with Colorado. Colorado's one of those schools where and look what Ken, the Bama fan, said, folk were calling for his job last year, even though he's made them more relevant than they've ever been. And that's the truth.
And that's what I'm saying.
He's made them more relevant than they've ever been since the 90s.
Since
the 90s.
Stewart, since Kendall Stewart or Cardell Stewart.
Yeah,
exactly.
Cordell Stewart, Rashawn Salam, Michael Westbrook. I can't remember who it was. They had somebody else. Colorado Bill McCartney was the coach. Colorado was loaded that year. They were just good. They were just good.
They were that
And
team.
they beat everybody. And guess who they beat for a national championship? Wasn't Notre Dame? Yeah.
I'm saying, like, they were that team in the '90s video games. I remember they were on the cover, I believe. But it's just like, I'm not saying this is what's being said, but I would just throw this out there. If you're saying Deion will get fired this year, that's Steven's take on it. That's his opinion. That's his feelings. Okay. If you're saying you're going to fire him because he's not winning games or not winning the games that he needs to win or not winning a championship, so I got a question. What if I was to say, well, you could say the same thing about our own head coach? If I was to say that about our own head coach, then it'll be a backlash. Why would you say that? Oh, you're not with the Tide. Oh, what? Oh, why? Oh, he's in a different conference. He's in a harder conference. See, you can't do that. If the goal is to win a title, neither one have won a title as a coach. We can't do that. And he's so right. The Colorado hasn't been relevant since the '90s. The man came over there, however he got there, whatever, because people are gonna go back to the Google and look up all.
They finished
Can you hear me?
9-4 and 25, 3. Deion haven't been the same as Travis. Okay. Governor, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Please?
I hear you now. I'm getting froze out there. I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, finish the statement, Gov.
It's like, it's just crazy if you're going off of wins and losses. Okay, cool. I understand that. I get that. Wins and losses do matter, yes. But also what Colorado is probably looking at is the revenue that they're generating in the times that he's been there. We haven't seen that stadium sold out since he's been there. Kids buying merch, parents coming to the games, 5-star athletes actually visiting that school. You haven't seen that since the '90s. Like, Kevin Sumlin.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. If Deion takes them beyond, and you know what? I don't think that his school is looking for him to win a Big 12 conference championship. Because they know that they don't have the firepower to go up against a Houston or a Utah or whatever. But if just to make them good, get in a bowl game, that's success. That's success for them at this time. Now, Travis Hunter and both of his sons, and not only Travis Hunter and both of his sons, but they had a dude named Omarion Miller. They had a tight end, Gov. I forgot that guy's name. When I found out that he was getting in the transfer portal, I wanted that dude to come to Alabama. That's how good that dude was.
So what about the 5-star DB that went there, then flared out, and then went to Florida, I believe? Is it Armani? Something like that. I think Alabama was looking at him too. But he started his career at Colorado. Like,
yeah.
Come on
now. Yeah. You're right.
Colorado
wasn't. And that guy, but come to find out, Deion let that dude go because of his attitude.
Right.
He told him to go. See, so Deion, to a certain degree, and I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but it is true to a certain extent. Deion is very, very old school. He's very old school. As much as the the glitz and the glamour and the prime and the this and the that and the third. Deion Sanders is very, very old school when it comes to how a team is supposed to be run. And a lot of those guys don't want Deion's discipline. They didn't want that.
It's just crazy to me, Pete.
And he knew what it took, Gov, to get a guy from one level to the next one. And it didn't come with just a laissez-faire attitude. Deion was a lot like, to a certain degree, he was a lot like Nick Saban. He was a lot like him. And folks couldn't handle that because what they saw on the screen is not what they saw in the locker room. And a lot of them couldn't handle that.
Hold up. If Kalen DeBoer had the same roster as Deion at Alabama, and he went 9-4 the first year and 3-9 the second year, would y'all be saying the same thing? That's the question.
I rest my case.
Would y'all be saying the same thing? I beg to differ, because the first thing that your mouth would be is, well, it's the second year. Well, look at all the players that left. Everybody left when the GOAT left, because we got to use that. But if he had the same type of squad that Colorado had, because everybody left when Nick Saban left, would y'all be saying fire him? You just lost a Heisman Trophy winner. Arguably, you could have had 2 first-round top 5 picks that left your team.
Let me ask you a question, Gov. Let me ask you a question. Well, since we're on that subject of Colorado and this Big 12, but mainly Colorado, I want to just get your opinion, and you can elaborate on why. Gov, who do you think actually should have did Travis Hunter really deserve the Heisman? If you're just dealing with Colorado, did Travis Hunter really deserve the Heisman, or should it have been Shador?
I would give it to Travis. The body of work that he did that season, because it's very, very hard. Because you could say, well, he didn't do too much on the offensive side, but he was mainly the defensive guy. But he was playing both sides of the ball. Like we literally, and this is what I'm not understanding. We can talk bad, or some people could talk bad about Colorado, but that first season, y'all was watching them. Tell me the last time y'all watched a Colorado game. Oh, wait. Y'all was watching them. At 10-something in the morning, at 10-something at night, you was watching a Colorado game. Nobody was watching a Colorado game back then. Come on now. That's what he brought relevancy. He brought viewers. He put on a display. All of them did. They all did. They put on a display for you to watch them, to recognize that they have some talent over here. Travis Hunter won a Heisman at Colorado. Think about that real quick. He won a Heisman playing at Colorado. If he'd have went to any other school, don't you think that school would have elevated the stars, elevated the views to the highest from what they are? If Travis would have went to Bama, if Travis would have went to LSU, if Travis would have went to Ohio State, come on now. You serious?
I'm just saying, from now, again, the Bama fans said no, Genty did. I disagree. Is what Governor just said. Genty, see, because we do think about it from an offensive perspective, but you also have to think about the body of work of what Travis did, not just on offense and not just on defense, but also on special teams. Genty didn't do that. Genty was I hate to put it this way, he was a one-trick pony. All he did was just straight offense. Travis Hunter did it all.
He's on
That's
offense.
what got him in. But when you just go offense for offense, though, Ken, the Bama fan, and you start looking at the quarterback, it's hard to argue against Shador.
It is hard to argue against Shador. It really is, because he was putting on playing. They all were playing. But it's very hard for a guy to play wide receiver on one side of the ball and then turn
Yes,
around and say they best offensive player on defense.
exactly.
Like, how many guys
Exactly.
was doing that? A lot can do
Yeah,
that.
you know,
Desmond,
I'm just saying. I understand Genty did his thing. He did. But when it came down to it, overall, Genty wasn't in. He didn't have that what Travis had, and also just straight up offense. He didn't do what Shador did. It's hard to argue that. I mean, I understand, but I don't think it was in any comparison. Now, Tough as Nails asked the question: is Travis better than Deion? I just say you can't compare them.
they're not better. No, he's not better than Deion. No. One that's you're right. You really can't. That's a different type of era. Which Deion we talking about? We talking about Deion in college, or we talking about Deion in the NFL?
Because Deion in college wasn't no joke either, but
Not at all. And he played at Florida State, so not at all. Not at all. He played at Florida State, and that's the thing. When I know I just said something about the conferences, they will say Genty. It's like, we didn't forget about him. We didn't, but you know that word. Hey, well, look at the conference he's playing in. You see how that comes up?
It's hard to like I said, I love it when our conversations take these certain turns and lead us down a path that we really wasn't thinking about. And so I'm looking at Colorado, and then you start bringing up some things. Colorado has had some dogs come through offensively. They just hadn't had the dogs to come through on defense. That's what has hurt Colorado. Let's just go ahead and call a spade a spade. What has hurt Colorado is that there has not been enough dogs on defense for them. They've always had the offensive dogs here the last couple of years, Gov, but they have not had anybody on defense.
Hey, nobody on defense. They had nobody on defense really like that, or who were broadcast like that. No, it's always been Travis, Shador, Shiloh, and Deion. And don't get me wrong, that's the reason why you watched it, because Deion went over there, the hype of prime time, Shador, Shiloh, and Travis.
And you knew you had the key on those guys.
You had to got them. Like, come on now.
Shoot. And that's why I didn't understand what all of the, and wait a minute. And if B Sharp was on here, he liked this. And who was grooming Shador? Tom Brady.
Like, come on now.
I'm just saying now, they had it going on. And the thing about it was, Gov, Brady was grooming Shador while he was at Jackson State.
Yes, he was. People forget that. He was doing that before he even got to Colorado. And don't tell me, well, Travis wouldn't be able to do it if he was in a different conference. Yes, he was, because every school in the nation wanted him. Every school in the nation wanted that boy. That young man now, but at that time, he was a boy to some people. But they wanted that young man.
Everybody wanted him.
Everybody wanted him. Everybody. So don't tell me that he wasn't going to be able to do it in a different conference. That's a lot. The boy can ball, bro. He can ball. Yes, the hype and everything could get overwhelming, and you start to have some type of dislike for it. But putting on pads and cleats, he can play. Period.
Now, Ken, the Bama fan, they giving up They've given up 222.5 rushing yards per game last year. That's why Colorado finishes last.
Key word is they, the team, not him.
There's your problem.
They gave up, not him.
Colorado
doesn't have the they don't have the means or the recognition like that to bring in all those 5-stars like any other school do. They didn't have those. Now we talk about the money in different states and stuff like that. Cool, but you still got to retain the players that you already have, and then you might go out and get like 1 or 2 players for the transfer portal that can probably help your team. But Deion didn't walk in. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to bring it back to Alabama, but you got to look at yourselves first before we start looking at other teams. Deion didn't walk into what Kalen DeBoer walked into.
Right.
You see the difference? If Deion would have, let's switch the roles real quick, y'all. Because just really get off your high horse and let's switch the roles. Say Deion comes into Alabama with Travis Hunter, Shador Sanders, and Shiloh at Alabama. With the guys that was there when Nick Saban left. First of all, nobody leaves. I guarantee you that. Not a soul on the defensive side is leaving because it's Deion Sanders. No DB is leaving because it's Deion Sanders.
You speaking facts there, bro. I believe that.
If Jalen, because
I believe you there, bro.
Especially in the quarterback room. Nick Saban left. Who was in the quarterback room? Jalen Milroe, Ty Simpson. You're bringing in Shador Sanders. Who do you think is starting?
That's a good question.
Shador starting, bro.
That's a good question. Who would have started?
Shador starting. Period. He's starting. Travis is starting on the defense. Shiloh is up in the air. But those 2 guys are starting. Who on the defensive side at DB is going to start over Travis Hunter? Who?
Nobody.
Not a soul.
Nobody.
And who's starting for the quarterback in that room if Shador is coming over here? Nobody. Now, mind you, now Shador has a little bit more weapons on offense. He has a running back room. You can work on your offensive line. He might have brought Warren Sapp over there for the defensive coaching staff. Like, then what? You see what I'm saying? Deion didn't walk into what KD walked into. Y'all make it seem like KD walked into a dumpster fire. Like he ain't had no players. He had more players. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Kevin Sumlin was winning at Texas A&M. They still fired him. He ain't never go 3-9.
Yep. And I think so when you begin to start playing the comparison game, there were differences. And I see which way you're coming from. Because well, I ain't going there because I don't even want to talk about that because that's going to take a turn somewhere. I ain't up for all that today. But
I know.
But it would have been, there was a major difference. And so all I'm saying is firing Deion now at Colorado when you don't have the players that are going in that direction. Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's be honest. What well-knowns are going to Colorado, Iowa State, Kansas, UCF, West Virginia, Baylor, Cincinnati, TCU? Who's going?
Who's going to those schools?
You don't hear your everyday players are not going to those schools. Why? Because your Alabamas are after them. Your Notre Dames are after them. Your Michigans, your Ohio State. your Indianas, your Florida States, your Clemsons, your Miamis. Just being honest. So if that's the case, Governor, I'm gonna say this: if you're gonna fire Dion, fire the rest of them. Because guess what? They're not doing that much either.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to know, like, the reason of saying fire him is because of what? Not winning enough games, not keeping the same hype when he had Travis and Shador. Like, what is it? Because Vanderbilt just started winning. They haven't won the big thing. They haven't won an SEC championship. They haven't won a national championship. But you know who they did beat? Alabama. That was enough hype by themselves. That was it. That was it. All they had to do was beat Alabama. Don't they now have a 5-star quarterback? Just saying.
Now,
It
Dwight, when he said that, I guarantee you Dion wouldn't have come to Bama talking about bringing his own luggage. I beg to differ.
Oh, he's bringing his son and Travis.
He was bringing Shador and Travis. That's what he meant.
That was it.
That was it. That was it.
What?
He was going to bring wherever Dion was going to go. Travis and Shador was going with him, and Shiloh.
You talking about the number?
They were going with him.
The number one player in the nation as a DB.
They were going to go.
Went to Jackson State. You don't think he was going to go to follow him to Alabama? What? The most hype, not most hype, but one of the top schools that has the name brand behind them that can back it up. You don't think they're going to go there?
As I'm gonna say this, and this probably gonna get me fired, Governor. But as much as I love Milroe, Shador was on a different planet when it came to being a quarterback.
And he had better receivers at Alabama too.
Shoot.
Come on, bro.
I'm just being honest with you now.
Come on, man. Y'all don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm just just being honest with you. As much as I love Milroe, now I will say this: Jalen Milroe was more athletic than Shador. He's more athletic, but at just playing straight up a quarterback position, reading the field, playing it in the traditional sense, Shador.
But we don't act like Shador can't run either. He could run.
Now Shador could run only if he had to.
Right. He's not as fast as Milroe, and he's not as physical as you said. But his arm is going to get him down the field. His awareness in the pocket is going to get him down the field. And like I keep saying, y'all keep breaking it down to that one player. Don't break it down to that one player. That entire team is better than Colorado.
Yeah. They would have just added the pieces. If Dion had went to Bama and added that with what he already had, I ain't got to say nothing else.
Just if you'd have had,
I think you would have seen,
come on, bro. You'd have had Richard Young in the backfield.
I think there would have just been some different results.
Man,
and that's not to take away from Coach Kalen DeBoer of what he's doing. We're just comparing the situations.
That's all.
The situation. That's all we're doing, comparing the situation.
Because if KD would have came in there and went 3-9, not at Alabama, but at Colorado, would y'all even be talking about him? Would y'all even be saying fire him? You already know that. You already know who he was, because it's Dion, and we know who he is. Fire him? What? You might was fire a lot of coaches. You need to fire a lot of coaches if that's the case.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. Well, the luggage was, that's what we're saying, Dwight. The luggage that Dion was talking about was Travis, Shador, and Shiloh. That was the luggage. When he
Now,
told Colorado that, he told them that because now he wouldn't have had to say that to Alabama in that fashion, but he just would have told them, oh, it's some more pieces to this. I got some. He would have taken a different vernacular with Bama because the situation would have been different.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna recant my statement. Like, I don't think, like he said what he said to Colorado because it's Colorado, and how he presented that because he had it was like a show that they had. So he said what he said at Colorado because it's Colorado. Look, some of y'all ain't gonna be here, so you go ahead and look for another school. Now, if you come to Alabama, no, you can't just say that now. They're gonna have to earn it. Oh, you're gonna have
Yeah.
to earn it here. But don't you think that's gonna elevate their game as well? Because now you're like, yeah, you with the big boys now. Dion's been here. He's played at Florida State. He's won not a national championship. He's won the NFL title 3 times, NFL championship 3 times. And he's prime time. So we know what he can do. Now y'all got to show it because it's Alabama. There's dudes, they shouldn't just be like, well, I'm just gonna give you your spot because you're Sanders. No, you're gonna have to earn it over here.
And so, tough as nails, I'll take JM4 any day. And that's your opinion. And like I said, I'm a Milroe fan. I love Milroe. But if Shador had have been there, I think it would have been a lot harder for Milroe to function behind Shador.
Yeah.
I'm just saying now.
People
say
say
you have to, and that's your opinion, Tough. And I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying that if that had taken place like that, I think there'll be some different songs being sung right about now.
Big facts.
Now, would Dion have gone 3-9 that next year? Nah.
Oh no.
Not at Bama, he wouldn't have.
Oh, he wouldn't have. Not 3-9. No. No. Yeah, and y'all forget, Dion is also best friends with Nick Saban. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? They're very cool. They're very close. Like, they got commercials together for a reason. It's not just a promo. They don't need the money. Them two do not need the money. That's two defensive like that. One who played at this level and one who coached at this level. What do you mean? Why would I not learn from both of them? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the minds in that world. Before you get to the players, you have Nick Saban and Deion Sanders coaching individuals or coaching as a team or speaking to the team. Why would you not listen? How can you go wrong? Not saying you're going to always succeed, but you're going to take that knowledge. You're going to be a sponge in that room. Especially for DBs. Yeah, you're going to be a sponge. You're taking everything in from the coach's aspect and a coach/player aspect at the highest level. Why would I not pay attention to what they're saying?
Austin, he told half the team to hit the portal. Come on, man, he did. If they couldn't do it his way, I don't blame him.
Yes, he did. Like I said,
yes, he did. Colorado. But you got to understand the context. Okay, let me ask this question. All right, since we want to go there, I didn't want to go, but we'll go there. What if Kalen DeBoer had came in like that and told Alabama that? What would be your song then?
Or what if he came to Georgia and did that? You can't say Alabama because if he came,
Kirby,
if Kirby retired and they got Kalen DeBoer, just hypothetically, and he said, "Yeah, we're cutting this entire team. We're making it into my team." How would you feel?
See, you're trying to win. He's trying to bring He's trying to bring a culture there, Austin, because listen. If it's toxic to what you're trying to bring, you gotta let them go. You're not there to babysit. You're not there to babysit. And wait a minute, and let me tell you something else. And it told them to hit the portal, and they did. And look what they got in return. In the words of Coach Sean, the proof is in the details.
It's crazy how you
Just
got,
saying now.
it's certain fans like myself. We get tired because I said it in the Discord. Don't give me if you're going to talk about give me something real. Show me your emotions, right? A lot of people say they hate Cannon the Boys interviews, right? Because it seems like the same vanilla stuff. Dion's not giving you the vanilla stuff. He's going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. If you're going to like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. They say they want to see some fight out of KD. Maybe that's just not him. So if you get the fight from Dion, it's, well, told the man, he told the team, half of the team, to go hit the transfer portal. That's Austin's take. He's not a Bama fan. He's a Georgia fan. But Alabama fans, if you're saying that you want that grit from your head coach, and Dion is one of those guys, but nah, I don't want him. Wait, what?
Yeah,
What?
I'm just saying. It gets like that sometimes, and so he got those guys left, and they told their side of the story. But Dion gave everybody a chance and said, "Now, but if you can't get with how I'm doing this, then there's the portal." You got to be straight up with folks. You can't just lollygag around and beat around the bush. You got to be straight up with them.
So, P, because I'm looking at this comment, Dion is going to be fired. That's the bottom line. Okay, so if Canada Board goes 8-4, does he get fired? Because he's in a better conference, right? He's in a better conference. He has more standards that he's supposed to. Because he has more standards that he's supposed to achieve.
So you're dealing with more players. You're dealing with now. Listen, everybody. What? I don't want nobody to take away from this conversation that we're trying to get somebody fired. No. We're going on a statement right here, and what we're doing is we're saying, all right, let's just take our team for instance. With more players, we're saying better players, but you're getting the same result at Alabama, like Dion is having at Colorado. Now, do you fire the coach? What do you do? Same amount of years. What do you do?
Same amount of years, right? Is it the same amount of years that they both been coaching at this level? Because no, because KD would have more because he was at Indiana and he was at Washington.
Yeah, well, KD would have the advantage over Dion as far as longevity goes. Yes. The length of tenure in it. But I'm talking about as far as at the schools. Didn't they both come around about the same time? Wasn't they around there around the same time?
I think so.
Or Dion got there a little bit before he did,
or after, or something like that. It's not too far. It's not too far off.
However that goes, but
like Colorado was used to going 3-9.
Yeah, they're far apart. So if Coach DeBoer, which we're not saying that he is, we're praying. Listen, we're praying for the best season we can get. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping for a great season this year. But what happens if that season that we're really wanting don't materialize? Then what is your attitude going to be toward the coach?
I guess they're missing the whole aspect of what I've been saying for a long period of time. Not a long period of time, for this time. Alabama has better players. So sometimes athleticism outplays the skilled position players. So let's go back to the season that we just had. It's a lot of games that we were on the verge of losing. A lot of games last year that we should have lost, but we pulled it out. Yes, but if the tables were turned and we lose those games, are y'all saying that KD get fired with better talent than Colorado? But I bet you, well, look at our conference. See, here we go. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Steven, you say DeBoer's a better coach than Dion. That's your opinion. You
How?
put
Explain
coaches in a particular position, then see.
Right.
It's different. It's different. It's okay. Put
What?
okay, I give you good for instance. Put Dion where Rodney Freeman is at Notre Dame and see what happens.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We're doing this. He's a better coach.
That's what we're saying.
The better coach at a better school compared to what the other guys coach at a different school. You're saying he's a better coach off of that?
See, come on now. You're talking about you're talking position here. You're talking location. Put Rodney Freeman at Colorado and see what happens.
No, don't do that. Don't do just put Dion on Alabama and put KD on Colorado. And tell me who's the better coach.
Just saying.
You can't do that.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
That's not fair to either one of them. The coach, bro. That's not fair.
That's not a fair state. I understand your bias and everything, and that's cool. But if you just be fair about it, if we be fair about stuff, I'm gonna give you a good one. All right, here's a good one. Same difference, but it's gonna be the same difference. How is Bill Belichick really faring in North Carolina? How's that working out? The winningest coach, basically in the NFL, comes to North Carolina, and look what happens.
Look what happens. Everybody in the ACC is a better coach than Bill Belichick?
Now, name a better coach than Bill Belichick.
I'll wait. You see what I'm saying? That's not fair.
See, sometimes our reasoning, we say things out of an emotion, out of a particular feeling or whatever, and we understand that. But if you get real about it, if you get real about the situation, that's the way that's going. So when you're looking at Colorado, where he is, where Dion is, honest to goodness, y'all, I'm just gonna say this. For Colorado, Iowa State, Kansas, Central Florida, West Virginia, Baylor, Cincinnati, TCU, Kansas State, those 7, 8 teams right there are at a mismatch when it comes to Arizona State, Oklahoma State, Arizona, Utah, Houston, BYU, and Texas Tech within their same conference. It's a mismatch.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And if you take those coaches and put them at somewhere else prominent, I guarantee you would not have the same feel about them because they're in a different spot.
If Dion was at Florida State and given this, then I can see what you're talking about. Because now you do have the resources, and that's the key word. You have the resources and you're not performing. That's different than not having a whole pipeline or even the resources, but you're going to compare it to somebody who has a pipeline and the resources.
Right.
You can't do that. That's not right for either coach. That's not fair for either coach. If you swap teams, that's not fair, because some people are going to say, well, if KD was at Colorado, he don't have the resources. Okay, so then why you can't say that for Dion?
I'm just saying, man.
Oh, bro.
And I see I got to see Steve Bama did not go after Dion, and we know that. We got that. We got that. But we're saying that What if they did? What
They
if
didn't-
they did? Sometimes you got to look at, let's just be honest. Kalen DeBoer ain't crazy. He ain't
No,
crazy. He ain't crazy by a long shot. He knows he's sitting in the best spot. He knows he's sitting in the best seat. But for every Kalen DeBoer, there are 49 others that's sitting in a worse spot.
Kalen
They're not
DeBoer.
sitting in the same spot.
Kalen DeBoer.
They're
didn't-
not presented with the same perks. They don't have the same caliber of player.
It's like Kalen DeBoer didn't leave Washington and say, I'm going to be the Arkansas head coach.
Came to Bama.
He came
See
to
what I'm
Bama.
saying? And so the guy that took the Arkansas position took a position in hopes that he could turn things around. But if you got to go back and look at who all Arkansas has had in the past, Arkansas is a hard place to coach.
I mean, he
It
didn't
has
pick.
nothing to do with the SEC. That's just a hard place to coach. Why? Because guys don't go there. They don't consider Arkansas like that,
Exactly.
like they do Alabama.
He didn't go to
Shucks,
Oklahoma.
they don't even consider Arkansas like that, like they consider Auburn. Let's just keep it a buck right there.
Come on, bro.
Which one is the more luxurious job? Arkansas or Auburn? That answers that question. That's all we're saying.
Like, come on, bro.
No two jobs are alike.
No,
Sorry, but they're not.
not at all.
None of them are.
Not at all.
And can I say something? And Governor, now let's flip this another way. When Saban retired, how many folks actually that we know of for true actually ran to Alabama?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
We know a couple, but they got denied.
And wait a minute. And Governor bought this to us last week.
We know a couple.
Everybody under, is it Jimmy Sexton?
Mm-hmm.
Got raises.
Dan Lanning, Stark, Lane Kiffin,
All of them.
got paid.
To keep them from coming to Alabama.
Like, what are we talking about here, bro? Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't undermine. I look at it as don't undermine his Deion's caliber of the knowledge of the game. Don't do that. Don't get me wrong. Not every great player is a great coach. Understand what not every great player is a great coach. That is true. That's very factual. You could play the game at the highest level and win, but you just might not know how to coach, i.e. Michael Jordan. Arguably probably the greatest player of basketball that this generation that's seeing the YouTube clips or the generation that actually was able to see him on the older. But as a coach, he was terrible. As a GM, he was terrible. We saw that. So not every great player is a great coach, but don't take away that the fact that the man don't know the game and was not presented in the opportunity the way that this guy was presented in the opportunity. Because y'all could say all that, well, he had the baggage and everything. If Bama would have said, we're hiring Deion Sanders as your next head coach, the sky's the limit, bro. Don't tell me that the recruits ain't going to Alabama to either see or want to go there. Do not tell me, oh, they're not going to go there. You stupid as hell. Especially if I play DB, I'm going to and it's Alabama, I'm going there. I'm going there. Get me a spot because I want to learn from the best. That was the whole reason why guys went to Alabama anyway, to go to Nick Saban, to learn from the best.
Yep.
Why not learn from the best that got to actually play that position that you're going there for and won Super Bowls? Not a Super Bowl, but Super Bowls. Going up against Jerry Rice in practice. Going up against
Deion, the only
Michael
dude
Irvin.
I know that went up against Jerry Rice and then went up against Michael Irvin went up against Andre Bad Moon Rising, went up against almost every almost every Hall of Fame receiver.
You went up against them.
He won some, he lost some. The only one he said that really kind of intimidated him was Sterling Sharp.
The man also played in his later years with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis, bro.
That's right.
What do you mean I'm not going to learn from this guy?
Oh, wait a minute, Governor. It's a wonder you didn't bring this one up. Play football
And baseball.
Hop on a helicopter and go play in the World Series the same day.
You mean to tell me you telling me, but just with that information right there, guys that played football and played baseball are not going to pay attention to the guy that played for the Braves and the Yankees?
Talk about hardcore.
What?
That's who you learn from.
Come on.
Then turns around. Not only that, goes through a health challenge, loses toes, has cancer, turns around, and comes back and coaches you. That's a man.
But hold
He's showing us. All we're saying is we're not comparing, Stephen. Here's out. We're just saying if the situations were different. People are saying fire Dion, but look at the talent that goes there versus the talent that goes to Alabama or a Georgia or a Ohio State. You can't compare them. But then you wanting a particular result from it don't pan out like that all the time.
But P,
that's all we're saying.
Before we even get to like the college, the man Dion outbidded Nick Saban, Brian Day, the Kirby Smarts, all of them for the number one player in the nation at Jackson State. Everybody wanted this man. Did y'all forget that recruiting year? How everybody was waiting to see what Travis Hunter was, who school he was going to pick, and he picked Jackson State over 131 other schools.
He did that now. He flipped it. I mean, and the whole nation was shocked. The whole nation was shocked when that happened.
He didn't have the resources there like every other school does. He didn't have the facilities as everybody other school does. And isn't Jackson State a HBCU?
And you're talking about facilities? Remember the water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi at that time?
Yes.
Remember that? Well, let me, because we were hearing, Stephen, you know this to be true. Deion Sanders was paying that out of his own pocket to house those guys at a hotel in Jackson in order for them to function. Man, don't get me started on that there.
Why would I take James Franklin at Alabama? Where did James Franklin come out in this conversation?
Would you take James Franklin, Alabama? The reason James Franklin got let go at Penn State is because he couldn't beat Michigan and Ohio State. Bottom line. That's it.
Oh, that's just a regular question. I thought he was tying that. I thought we might have said James Franklin by mistake. I apologize, Tough. That was just a regular question. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. But
would I take him? James Franklin's really not a bad coach.
Not a bad coach because then he revamped Vanderbilt.
Remember, he's the one that kind of got Vanderbilt turned in the right direction, and then he went to, was it Penn State?
Yes.
Yeah.
He revamped Vanderbilt.
James Franklin's not a bad coach. See, we're looking at all of this dramatic stuff, but go back and look at the X's and the O's and the Jimmys and the Joes and how they put this thing together. James Franklin is not a bad coach. He was just in a particular arena where two teams got the best of him.
But see, this is the reason why I just like people to talk and say certain things because I'm not going to read a rebuttal. I know Austin's in the chat, but I'm going to ask him the same question. Would you take Kellen DeBoer at Georgia right now?
If Kalen DeBoer is so bad, I would, and I'm just asking this, then why did that same Penn State and Michigan want him?
There you go. They still wanted him, right? Like, what are we talking about?
They wanted him.
Bro.
And to be quite honest, I think deep down in their heart, they still do.
And weren't y'all Bama fans nervous? Oh my God, man, he about to leave. What y'all need to be paying attention. Womack was about to go be the head coach of Arkansas.
Man, see. Oh, let me drink my blue stuff right here. See, Governor. Now, I'm finna close my book up right there. I'm finna end this show right here. Because, Governor, we don't know how close we were to losing that dude there.
He was a hop and a skip from being the head coach at Arkansas.
Arkansas. He was in the double A, and I was double A myself. I forgot who else was in on the conversation. It was just that close. He was next in line. The guy that's there now beat him out. That's the truth of the matter.
By a hair. He didn't beat him out.
That's the truth of the matter.
A hair.
I can't wait to get to the Discord on this one. Because we were so close to losing. Listen, we were so close to losing. Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Kentucky, Ole Miss all have new head coaches. If they win 9 games first year, is it successful? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is. That's very successful.
Yeah, it is. But I want to show you something else, though, Governor. Dwight, LSU, Kentucky, Florida, Auburn, and Arkansas. Guess what? They all have new quarterbacks, too, along with Alabama. Now let's talk.
You see what I'm saying?
Now let's talk. Arkansas's going in with a new quarterback. Auburn's going in with a new quarterback. Florida, Kentucky, and LSU, along with Bama.
Ole Miss is the only one that got a returning quarterback, right?
Ole Miss is out of that group right there. Ole Miss is the only one with a returning quarterback. Them and Georgia and Texas.
But you can't even put Ole Miss in there because, what's his Golden? Yeah, he's be named the head coach, but he's been there. He just took the team to deep in the playoffs.
But they're going to get it. But they're giving that credit to Lane.
The Lane, okay. But I'm just saying
they're giving that credit to Lane.
He was coaching.
But Lane wasn't there.
But we saw him coaching in the playoffs, not Lane, right?
So, but Lane, but when Lane left, Lane, they named Golden head coach right then and there.
And it's not like they got blown first round. No, they went. Did they go to the second round or they lost? No, they lost. No, they won in the first round, right?
Huh?
Did Ole Miss win in the first round? Not the first round, but like their first game because they weren't in the first.
Yeah,
like
they did. LSU went. Ole Miss went all the way through until they got to Miami, and they lost. And they lost to Miami in that final.
Okay,
in that semifinal to go to the final, to go to the Natty. That's how close Ole Miss was.
Like, come on now, and they're not losing a lot of players.
So well, why nobody feels DeBoer had a successful season? Then I'm gonna tell you why. I feel like he had a successful season. This is what folks are hung up on. They're hung up on the losses and in the fashion of how it was lost. And then there were also games that Bama should have blown the opponent out a lot better, and they did not. And the game was there were too many balanced games that were in the balance. Yes, Alabama won the game, but it should not have even been close. Give you a good for instance. Austin Allen, you ain't gonna like this, but I'm going to tell you, Bama should have blown Georgia out in that first game, and they played them in the hedges. That should not have even been close.
Shouldn't have been close. Now they got their revenge in the SEC, but it should. That's the reason why, because they know they should have got blown out. But like you said, it's how the season went last year. A lot of things, and I think Coach Sean mentioned this during the season last year. A lot of things is going the way that we're playing. A lot of things are going in our favor. What's going to happen when they don't? And with
That's
those
all we're saying.
that we had, you saw how it wasn't going in our favor, and we got ran through.
Yeah,
Come on,
you know, we're looking at the fashion of it. That's why. That's why. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. Now, I'm all in favor of Coach DeBoer. Can't change my mind on that. I'm in favor. But what I do want to see, I want to see more fire. I want to see more intensity. I want to see more attentiveness to detail. I can take it, Governor, and I'm gonna go so far and say this on July 7th, said year. I want to say this, Governor, I don't mind a close game if I know that the other team is just as good as you are and
back.
you beat them close by 3 or whatever. I got that. I can deal with that. I can live with that. But when I know that you're superior, far more superior than that other team, and you fool around and make that game close than what it's supposed to be, I understand they get up for you. But when are you going to rise above that? That's all I'm saying.
I.e.,
That's all I'm saying. Is that's where we've got to rise up. I ain't talking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm just saying that that's where my issue is. I'm for close games. I love them because that's what makes character. To see how you do, as Bishop would say, when you're forged by fire. I want to see how you're going to come out. But that Georgia game, I don't care what y'all tell me. That game, that first game, that shouldn't even have been close at all.
Tennessee should have been a route. South Carolina should have been a route. Missouri should have been a route. Vanderbilt should have been a route. Auburn should have been a route. All those games we struggled with.
Should have been a
USF.
route.
What about South Florida?
Just saying.
You
Got
know
it
what I'm saying?
against Florida State. We abandoned the running game. Y'all know this. We ain't got to go through all this again. Last year was last year, but let's just call it for what it was. If Bama had kept running the ball, that game would not have been close. That's all we're saying. That's all I'm saying. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm just saying I don't mind close games, but those games that I know you ain't supposed to be in the league with me, look here, Governor, it wouldn't have hurt my feelings if we would have put 100 points on the board against somebody. It wouldn't have bothered me none. Not at all.
The first drive against Florida State took 7 minutes, and we scored a touchdown. What happened after that? 7 minutes? 7 minutes. That's a drive, bro. That means you're hitting your tangibles, you're running the ball, you're controlling the clock, you're controlling the pace of the game. They can't sub in and sub out, and you score. And then they scored right back. Then next thing, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, man. It is what it is. Like I said, we'll see what this season has to bring and has to offer. It's always going to be about the Tide, yes, but I'm always realistic. I hope they win every single game and shoot, show the world why you're supposed to be the standard of football.
Yeah.
We're at this
And
point in
so,
time. Show and tell, bro. Don't tell and then show. Show and then tell.
yeah, I mean, and I mean, Austin, yeah, y'all the SEC champs, but I'm just going to tell you like this, and I'm just going to go on and just put and tell you to your face, y'all were not that good. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this right here. When y'all had y'all's best defense, Bama still beat y'all. I
Handedly,
mean,
too.
they beat you soundly.
Handedly.
You didn't have no answer for Bama's speed at all. You had no answer for him. Even last year, you had no answer for Bama's speed. What I have to give you credit for was the adjustments that you begin to make. And I'm going to say this. A lot of people, and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. A lot of people said Kirby made adjustments in the second half. No, he did not.
Adjustments.
Kirby began to make adjustments in the middle of the second quarter.
Second quarter, he did that. He didn't take that long.
He made adjustments, all right, but he was making adjustments. He was making adjustments when a lot of folks were not looking. But when you are an old ball player and an old ball coach, you notice the subtle things that another coach begins to do. And what they did was they began to make adjustments and caught tying them up. See, but later on, as the game went on and everything, Alabama began to tighten up the bolts on defense and everything and took away Georgia's running lanes down the stretch. Georgia did something, and everybody laughed at us, but Georgia did the same thing and tried to run a gimmick play to try to win the game or whatever, and Alabama sniffed it out instead of them going for the tie and try to send the game into overtime. You might be having a different story. But when they went for it, Bama sniffed it out, boom, ball game, that was it. In game one. Game two, y'all just beat our behinds. That's all it is to it. But all I'm saying is that Georgia was not all that and a bag of chips. Ole Miss proved it to you.
Fact.
Ole Miss proved it to you. What's up, Bishop? It's the
What's
Bishop,
going
y'all.
on?
Wait a minute. I got to do this. I hadn't done this in a while, but here we go. I got to do this right quick. Uh-oh, it's not letting me do it. Oh. Well, Bishop, I was trying.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Well, anyway, Bishop, good to see you. But I'm just saying, Austin, we understand, and I got you. But all I'm saying is that I'm not putting down on nobody. I love my team and forever will love my team till my casket drop. But I'm putting it to you this way. All I want to see is a lot more intensity coming from this year. That, like Governor said, Governor named the games. I ain't got to go back through it. Those games that Governor named, those games, those close games should have never been close. Never. If I'm superior over you, I'm going to exact my superiority over you. I'm going to show you why I'm your daddy. That's how I see it. And it's time for Alabama to show everybody what Governor said. I'm in agreement. Why we're the standard. I don't want to hear that stuff that Bama hater be talking. I ain't trying to talk him up, but yeah, I say it. Talking about how can you be the standard and you ain't got nothing to stand on? Yes, we do. We have stuff to stand on. It's just time to show it again. I'm sick of listening to that. I'm ready for Bama. I don't know how the rest of y'all feel, but I'm a true fan. I'm sick of listening to the foolishness. It's time to be about it. Either you about it and you with it, or you not. It's just that simple. Go ahead, Bishop. What's up, Bishop?
Yeah. Are you talking about that Optimus Prime nature?
That's what I'm talking about. Because I'm sick of listening to Bishop. You know what? Either we gonna be forged by fire and come out as pure gold, or we just gonna be gold plated. Which one is it gonna be?
What's gonna be? Hey, and only way you can do that, you got to get comfortable with being in the fire and being able to love the taste of your blood. Because understand, in the Southeastern Conference,
That's the only way you're going to win games because there's no cupcakes in this here conference. We've done proved it. You don't look through the whole schedule for each university. Now, ask yourself, documentation beat conversation, and you've been hearing that from me. Now, do you believe it? Do you believe me now?
Just saying, man. And look here, and Bishop, I'm from the country. And JB, I don't mind telling nobody I'm a country boy. I'm a country boy. I reared in the country. Now, let me tell you something about fire. Tell you something about fire. What people don't understand. Yeah, fire is warm and this and that and the third. But let me tell you what else fire does. Fire will set you on fire. If you got to catch the vernacular there. Fire will set you on fire.
Yeah.
We were me and my father one time, God rest daddy. We had a pile of trash in the pasture, sticks and all that kind of straw and all that kind of stuff, where we cut some trees down and all that kind of stuff. But what we didn't know was that different animals have built their burrows up under there, that took nest up under all that, right? And Bishop, we put some tires down and took some old oil and everything and set it on fire. Bishop, when that fire got caught up real good, out come little field mice and rats and roaches and snakes and spiders and everything.
Yep.
Why? Because the fire hit them. But let me tell you something about that though, Bishop. Wasn't nobody lollygagging around.
Sure wasn't.
When that fire hit them, I ain't never seen a snake crawl so fast. When that fire hit them. That's all I'm saying. If you gonna be forged by fire, act like that fire done got hold of you. Act like you done been shot out the cannon. It's like what Governor said. Show everybody why you the standard. That's how you do it. I'm just saying. I'm tired of everybody putting my team down. I'm tired of it. And then, Governor, I'm going to let you have partner word, you and Bishop, because I'm about to get started real good, and I need to be quiet. But anytime that the fans kind of show a lot more fire than sometimes the players and everything, then there needs to be some coming to Jesus meeting. I need to, listen, Stephen Hicks been saying it all morning, winning settles everything. But sometimes I want to see some winning where I want to see that other team crawling off the field with their head between their legs, crying and snotting and everything because you just got your tail kicked. That's when I know we done returned.
Would you say that that's a catch-22 because they say winning settles everything. Very true. But if you lose certain games, doesn't those losses overwhelm the winning? Or not, I would say, doesn't the losses overshadow the wins that you had? We just went through it last year.
It does. I say it for
okay,
you,
now hold on. Oh, no.
Put it in the form of a statement that the losses will overshadow the wins when you don't do it right.
Okay, hold up. No. Y'all don't stepped into the forging time. No. The only way that does, if you don't learn from it and you repeat it. It's okay to have onesies, but if it becomes a habit or a pattern, yes. But understand, in this conference, depending on who you play and how bad it was, do you repeat it? Do you allow it to linger on? That's the key.
I don't know if I can agree with you on that one.
Okay, well, talk to me.
The reason why I can say that is all those rank wins that we did have, right? Right, all those rank wins that we had.
Right.
What is the one thing that they talk about to bring up an argument? Y'all lost
Florida State.
So yes, we didn't. It wasn't a repeated thing. It wasn't a repeated thing over the season against losing to a lower tier team, talent wise.
Right.
We were winning, but the number one argument is, well, you lost to Florida State.
And guess what? If that's the only thing that Go ahead. My bad. My bad. Go ahead.
I thought winning settled everything. If winning settled everything, and
Gotcha.
you can't use losing like that unless it's a repeated thing. We didn't repeat
Right. Right. Okay. Okay.
for the state.
I'll- but see, once again, that's in the eye of the beholder. If I'm outside of my university, that's the only thing they have to hold their hat on. Because understand you, we went 11-4. If that's the only thing you have, then great. I'm in the fire. You got that one little thing. You're gonna hold on to it. But understand neither one of us won the national title. So what are we really talking about?
Hey, I'd be confused because 1 minute it's winning settles everything. Yes, to a certain context.
Right.
But if you lose, depending on who you lost to and how you lost,
I got you.
you get penalized more for that loss than the wins that you didn't for the wins that you had for the season.
And I agree with you, Governor, and I will piggyback off of that. Then isn't that why it's called a fire test? Because now that one thing you have to get the taste out of your mouth going forward.
It's just baffling to me because we got blown out by Georgia. We lost to y'all too. We
Yeah.
got blown out by Georgia. We got blown out by Georgia. We got belt to butt by Georgia.
Right.
And they'll bring up the Florida State loss more so than the Georgia game.
Because it's the low hanging fruit of the season. It's just like ours with Texas. They always want to go to the Texas game, and yet we did lose a close one to Ole Miss. But Texas is that one that low hanging fruit, without a doubt, and rightfully so. Guess what? If I'm gonna be forged by fire, then that needs to be at my forefront because I don't want to ever forget that we did not score. That needs to be fourth and foremost. That, without a doubt, not only that at home in the playoffs, first playoff game in Norman, we were up 17-0 in the first quarter and then lost it.
Yeah, you didn't lose it to a team that was beneath you.
I get you. I hear you. But you know how easily it is when you are debating somebody. But that's okay. The bottom line is they're still there. That's the only thing they got they hang their hat on. Then great. That means the fire is greater on your half to now go and show everybody that documentation beat conversation.
I don't know, Bishop, because we got a belt to ass against Georgia.
Uh-huh.
The very next game, we got a belt to ass. Oh no, the next, because we beat y'all again.
Yeah.
And then we got belt to ass against Indiana.
Oh, okay, great. I'm glad you that you brought that up. Huh? What was and I appreciate you, Governor. Family, what was the number one thing for the University of Oklahoma and University of Alabama that their coaching staff left out when it was time to utilize it?
Run the ball.
Running game.
And was that a game one situation, or did that just happen periodically?
That will happen from day one because Alabama, that's what Governor and I were talking about. Alabama had Florida State beat in the first quarter. All they had to do was keep running the football. Florida State had no answer for that.
So ask yourself, both of us allowed something that we found ways to win. Remember what I explained to you. When you're in the regular season, you find ways to win. But when you're in the postseason, You guys know, and I know, if you don't have an offensive coordinator that doesn't understand the importance of possessing the clock in the playoffs, how do you possess the clock? You have a great run pass ratio to where you run more than you pass. Why? Because you want to shorten the game.
Well, you know what though, Bishop, I'm gonna tell
Go
you
ahead.
what just hit me. And Governor, and feel free to chime in on this. I could be wrong, but Bishop, you just said something that sparked the thought about time control, right?
Yep.
Well, what if, just a hypothetical, y'all, and you can put something in the chat about this too. What if the offensive coordinator, Governor, was actually relying on the defense the whole time to bail them out?
That's a possibility.
That's a possibility. Keep talking. Keep talking, Optimus Prime. I hear you. Keep talking.
What if, because they did not take the time to establish a running game in order to establish time control or control of the clock and the line of scrimmage, because when you control the line of scrimmage, you're controlling the clock, you're controlling the speed, you're controlling the dynamics of the game by running the ball, as Governor would say. Running the darn ball. I can't say it like Governor says it, but running the darn ball settles the issue of time control.
Wait, Bishop,
what if the offensive coordinator was saying, because of the lack of this, I'm going to put it all in the hands of the defense.
Wait, Bishop,
to bail us all the way out.
Yes, sir.
Are you alluding to that the offensive coordinator believed in his defense so much that he just knew the defense was going to bail him out if he just ran anything? Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Is that what you're alluding to?
I didn't say nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say nothing. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
You just said it better than I said it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You can't say that, P, because remember, it was the scheme is the reason why we were looking so bad on defense.
Oh.
So, what? Remember that?
Governor,
okay.
We got to take this to Discord.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So then, Governor, you can have it here because my battery back because I'm in another part. Governor.
Okay.
Then what I'm saying is what you were saying. Are you alluding to that he believed in our defense so much that he figured that, I could run anything because the defense is going to save us? But throughout the season, you had ex-former players.
That's what I'm saying, Gov.
But ex-former players who played hide on this team before said the reason why we look so bad is because of the defensive scheme. So which one is it?
And that will be answered in the Discord. Because I'm telling you now, that the only reason that you were still in the game was because of the defense. If you go do several 3 and outs,
got it,
and you don't score, and you don't even move the ball, ask yourself, how do I gain points? And there's only so much the defense can do before, after a while, they're going to find some activity, i.e., that's why all of a sudden it became lopsided, because you had an inept offense that didn't understand that you could run the ball against them, but for whatever reason, the OC chose not to. You telling me when Daniel Hill was touching that ball and he was gaining those yards, that OC didn't see that?
No, he went to the bathroom.
Oh, my bad.
Just saying.
Someone forgot to tell me. I didn't know. I didn't know the components.
Forget the OC.
And the head coach said,
Anyway,
Time to go to the Discord.
he on the sideline.
anyway, I'm just bringing up
I'm gonna be
Governor.
quiet.
Give pardon words right quick. I got to go charge up. You
All
get
right.
pardon words, then Bishop, you get pardon words.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Well, it's another day. If y'all can hear me, it's another blessed
Yeah,
day.
we got you.
Started my day late. I'm over here washing the Twins' clothes at the moment. I ain't gonna say too much on KD because I don't want Ann to jump on me like she did in the Discord. But she put her slipper down and said, "You ain't gonna get called to talk about my coach." But I love it. I love y'all. I love the Discord. I love everybody that go in there and speak with their mind. And the best thing I do love about it is we talk our trash over there. We can get irate and everything like that, but we always end the conversation with love and respect, and we just jump back on the very next day because this is a big time. I appreciate everybody that be in the Discord and keep coming back, man. Just don't have me getting any more running the red lights and stuff. But you know.
Oh,
Oh,
only
well,
the governor, y'all. Go
only
ahead,
to
Bishop.
go. Yeah, hey, you guys,
Only the
hey,
gov.
you know how we're very blessed to wake up in this in the United States, and we have a lot of things that is challenging and wrong at this time, but there's no better place elsewhere. So we need to be thankful that we can conversate and we do have sports that we can talk about and that we're itching and waiting for the opportunity for it to come back. And with that, just love each and every one of you. Pray for you guys and keep the faith because this year you either got to be on fire or you're not. Love you.
That's it. All right. Hey, the Discord is open. Y'all go do your thing. I'm coming and everything, but I got to eat first. But hey,
You good?
thank it, Governor. Thank you for coming, Bishop. Thank you for coming and everything.
Yeah.
Want to thank my producer Dwight, all of the crews and everything. Now I said I wanted to do this, and I got to do this right quick. Here we go. To all other conferences, the No Mercy crew still wishes you nothing but the absolute worst for everyone except Bama. I just wanted to put that
That's
disclaimer
my
up
bro.
there.
Hey, come on over
Make
to the
sure that
Discord. Hey, everybody,
just to
hey, make sure you sign up for the Discord. I'm telling you now, let's get started now. Make sure you get with P and Lady Latoya if you're going to the first game. Make sure y'all are linking up because those are special times, and you guys are family.
We're getting ready to talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Bishop. I want to thank my producer for a $5 super chat and everything. And if Duke can win the ACC, then I got faith in Georgia Tech. And then another one, Arkansas, Florida, all win by 9 games. I appreciate the super chat there from my producer and everything. And right quick, before I lose my charge, Piano Man, when was the last time you can remember since you watched football for a while that the Big 12 Southwest Conference was great at defense? It's been a long time. Matter of fact, to answer your question, Anthony, about 50 years ago. About 50 years ago.
Wait a minute.
Being
okay,
honest.
we're going to the Discord. We're going to the Discord.
But once again, I have to say this in closing to all other conferences: the No Mercy crew still wishes nothing but the absolute worst for everyone except Bama, because we love our Tide and we don't give pissed by nothing but the Tide. We love everybody, but we still wish nothing but the absolute worst. All right, everybody, that's our show for this morning. We will be back on this afternoon at 4:00 p.m. No, 5:00 p.m. Let's make it 5. Make it 5.
Okay.
We'll be back on at 5:00 p.m. this evening. Second show and everything. Hopefully Lady Latoya be there. And we're going to talk some more about today. Bishop, the Big 12 starts their media day.
Yeah, so they start today.
unofficial college football starts today. But we all
Yeah.
know it doesn't officially start
Sorry.
until the last coach of the SEC has spoken. So unofficially, we're going to let the Big 12 have their day. All right. Everybody, have a great day today. If you can't make it back to the second show, hey, just continue to think about us. Continue to hit that like button on the way out. Hey, and for those of you that's still looking, listening, and lurking, I hadn't said that in a while. Hey, just come on in and join us. And man, because we are who we are. We love each other over here. Like Governor said, we can get irate at times, but at the end, hey, it's all ends in love. All right.
We got gumbo and steaks in the Discord. Come on over and have some.
Yeah, come on over there in the Discord and let's make it happen. All right. Y'all have a great day. Remember, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him. He'll show you what to do. All right. And everything's going to be all right. Y'all have a great day. And remember, Piano Man don't know everything. I just know what I'm talking about. All right. So roll tide, everybody. And I'll see you in the Discord.
Thanks for watching. Hands up if you tuned in. Thanks for watching. Every single click, every view, yeah, we locked in. From the first little beat to the final option. We just wanna say